Many deadly monsters in world mythology, whether depicted as serpents, oversized beasts, or anthropomorphic giants, have the ability to slaughter thousands of humans, if not completely destroy the world. Many are also so powerful that divine intervention is required to bring them down. Even the gods don't have it easy when confronted with these monstrosities. Without further ado, here are the world's deadliest monsters. These have terrified humanity since time immemorial with their savagery, evil, or sheer might. So that being said, as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy rest the video. Number 1. Chio. In Chinese mythology and folklore, there are hundreds of deadly monsters. However, most, if not all, were easily defeated by gods and ancient heroes. With the exception of Chio, the ancient Jiuli tribe's leader. This mythological monster, described as having a bronze head, 4 eyes, and 6 arms, each wielding a deadly weapon, was the archenemy of Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor revered by the Chinese as a cultural ancestor. Throughout their decade-long war, Chio consistently had the upper hand in battle, regardless of the battle strategy Huangdi employed. During their final battle, the monstrous leader even expelled a fog that obscured the sun. For days, Huangdi and his troops were trapped in this fog. If the Yellow Emperor hadn't invented the south-pointing chariot to escape Chio's fog, he would have died in battle. Following Chio's summoning of a tempest, the drought demon Hanba descended to the mortal realm to assist as well. She aided by blowing the storm away. Chio was eventually killed by Huangdi after losing the final battle. According to one version, he was beheaded after capture. Following Chinese emperors, such as Qin Shi Huang, are known to have worshipped him as a god of war due to his impressive battle record. This is a reasonable, if questionable, move. Interestingly, while Chinese culture generally regards Chio as a dangerous adversary, if not a monster in and of himself, the Hmong people of southern China revere him as a wise ancient leader. There is even a statue commemorating Chio as an ancient Hmong ancestor in today's Zhuo town. Number 2. Kalia. Kalia, like the Yamata no Orochi, is a multi-headed, highly poisonous serpent. His story, on the other hand, differs in that he never attempted to harm anyone. Instead, this Hindu mythological monster's only crimes were to poison the lands around his river dwelling and to foolishly attack the great Hindu god, Krishna. According to the Bhagavata, Kalia and his wives settled on the Yamuna River to avoid Garuda, the serpent's eternal foe. As a result, the river and surrounding lands became contaminated. The aftermath was so poisonous that no birds could fly near it. Kalia later alarmed Radha when she walked close by. Krishna's beloved consort, Radha, came to the river to confront Kalia after learning of her distress. Kalia then attacked and strangled Krishna, but was chased away when Krishna stomped on his tail. Kalia then attacked Krishna again when the god went into the Yamuna to retrieve a ball. This time, the god jumped onto the serpent's head and manifested the entire universe's weight. Kalia vomited blood and began to die, unable to bear the mystical weight. He would have died if his wives had not prayed to Krishna for mercy. The story concludes with Kalia relocating to the beautiful underworld of Patala. Needless to say, his departure meant that the lands surrounding the Yamuna were safe once more. Culturally, one of the most beloved depictions of Krishna is of a dancing, flute-playing Krishna emerging from the Yamuna while atop Kalia's head. The deadly serpent is usually depicted as having multiple cobra heads in these depictions. Number 3. Mahishasura. Mahishasura in Hinduism is more of a demon than a monster, though given his abilities, you wouldn't be blamed for thinking otherwise. Mahishasura, a buffalo demon with the ability to shapeshift, was unbeatable in battle, thanks to a divine boon bestowed upon him by creator god Brahma. He was so powerful that he easily defeated the Deva, or godly forces led by Indra, the Hindu god's king. All of the Devas were forced to flee into the mountains after heaven was invaded. For a time, the evil Mahishasura ruled supreme. To reclaim their home, the Devas approached the Trimurti, Hinduism's supreme trinity. The Trimurti combined their might and created the warrior goddess Durga, whom the Devas also gifted the goddess with copies of their divine weapons, as well as a lion/tiger mount. Durga then defeated Mahishasura in a long battle in which Mahishasura constantly changed his form. The demon's final form, according to legend, was a monstrous buffalo. This form is typically depicted in Hindu religious art as centaur-like, i.e. a bearded man with the torso and legs of a buffalo. It should be noted that a warrior goddess was absolutely required for Mahishasura's defeat. When Brahma denied him immortality, the demon requested that he only be killable by a woman. The chauvinistic Mahishasura was convinced that no woman could ever defeat him in combat. Fans of Western fantasy fiction will undoubtedly notice parallels with Tolkien's Witch King of Angmar in this. That fiendish wraith famously fell as a result of a misguided belief. He was convinced that no mortal man will ever destroy him. Number 4. Kraken. The world's oceans are vital to life. But, without a doubt, they are also among the most dangerous places on the planet. After all, would you want to be alone in the middle of the seas on a rickety boat, with a looming storm in the distance? Fear of the oceans gave rise to many myths about terrifying creatures living in the depths of the sea, the most terrifying of which is arguably the Kraken. The Kraken, which is of Nordic origin, is described as gigantic and squid/octopus-like, capable of crushing even galleons with its many tentacles. Given its size, it could easily drag an entire ship into the sea. These descriptions, in turn, prompted academics to speculate that the Kraken myth was inspired by medieval sightings of giant squids. While scientific evidence on these strange creatures is still limited, they are known to grow to be around 12 meters long. Finally, in pop culture, the Kraken becomes even more terrifying as upgrades are bestowed upon it. Clash of the Titans, released in 1981, reimagined the monster as a massive scaly humanoid with 4 arms the size of a city. The deadly monster in Pirates of the Caribbean retains its cephalopod features, including a maw straight out of Lovecraftian nightmares. To summarize, this is one oceanic monster you do not want to sail into while on a holiday cruise. Accept your fate if you do meet it. You will never again see land. Number 5. The Red Dragon of the Book of Revelation. Mermaids, also known as sirens, are mythical aquatic beings with the head and upper body of a female human and the lower body of a fish. Mermaids are associated with misfortunes such as drownings and shipwrecks in folklore from all over the world. They are famous for their stunning beauty and for leading sailors astray onto rocky shoals. The Bible has its own collection of deadly monsters and evil beings. Nobody wants to meet the horsemen of the apocalypse or the primordial behemoth and leviathan in the book of Job. None of them are beings you're likely to survive an encounter with. No biblical monster, other than Satan, is as terrifying as the red dragon of the book of Revelation. The beast, also known as the ancient serpent or the adversary and frequently identified with Satan himself, is described as massive and having 7 heads and 10 horns. Each head is usually adorned with a diadem. According to Revelation, the red dragon will fight Archangel Michael in heaven. Once on earth, the beast will relentlessly pursue the woman of the apocalypse and, if she is not found, will wage war with the rest of her seed. Fortunately for humanity, the red dragon is doomed to defeat. Once subdued, it will be bound and imprisoned in the abyss until it is released. It's worth noting that Christian theologians frequently associate the red dragon with the deceptive serpent from Genesis. They also consider the monster to be more than just a warring beast or a savage mythological monster. It is the enemy of all mankind, according to them. Hope you liked the video. For more such videos, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon.